students, today we have a video demonstration on the pancreas. Pancreas is a fully fleshy lobulated gland. It is exocrine as well as endocrine gland. The exocrine part secretes the pancreatic juice, whereas the endocrine part secretes the hormones. Now the shape of this gland, it is J shape. It is J shape or retort shape. It is set obliquely. It is present obliquely like this. It is present obliquely from this concavity of duodenum. This is duodenum, this is pancreas, and this is spleen. It is set obliquely from the concavity of duodenum to the hilum of spleen. This organ, this gland is present behind the peritoneum. It is called as retroperitoneal organ. So this organ is retroperitoneal. What is the level of this gland? It lies between the T12 L1 to L3 vertebra. It is 15 to 20 centimeters long. It weighs about, the weight of this gland is about 90 grams. Now the parts of pancreas. The head is present in this curve of duodenum. This is called the head. After the head, this constricted portion, this is called the neck. This is called the body of pancreas, and this is called the tail of pancreas. Tail of pancreas is present in the hilum of spleen. Now we talk about the head of pancreas. We can see that this is the head of pancreas. It is flattened. It is flattened. It is the right end of pancreas. It has the upper border or the superior border, the right border, and the inferior border. Superior border, right border, and the inferior border. It has two surfaces. This is the anterior surface, and behind this is the posterior surface. Now the relations of the head of pancreas. The upper border is related with the first part of duodenum and the superior pancreatico-duodenal vessels. The inferior border is related with the third part of duodenum and the inferior pancreatico-duodenal vessels. Now this is the right border. This is the also called the right lateral border. This is the right lateral border, which is in relation with the second part of duodenum and the anastomosis between the superior pancreatico and inferior pancreatico-duodenal vessels or artery. So this is the relations of the borders of the head of pancreas. Now the surface, anterior surface. Anterior surface is in relationship with three structures. Above we have, you know that this is duodenum. This is the first part of duodenum. Then we have the transverse colon present here, transverse colon, and below we have the coils of jejunum. Posterior surface, when you see this posterior surface is related to this vessel. Important, this vessel, it is inferior vena cava, and it is also related with these structures. Renal vessels, right renal artery, right renal vein, and it is also related with this structure. This is the right crus of diaphragm. So these are the relations of posterior surface of head of pancreas. Now coming to the neck of pancreas, you know that neck is the constricted portion present between the head and the body. It has two surfaces. This is the anterior surface, and posteriorly we have, this is the posterior surface. Neck ke posteriorly we have, this is the posterior surface. This is anterior surface. Behind, this is the posterior surface of neck of pancreas. Now to remember the relations, you should remember word P. P for parrot. P. Anteriorly we have peritoneum. Anteriorly what is present? Peritoneum. And you can see that this structure is present anteriorly. This is stomach, and this is the pyloric part of stomach. So the pylorus of stomach is in relationship with the anterior part of anterior surface of neck of pancreas, and posterior surface is related with this structure. This is portal vein. This is portal vein. Portal vein, as you people know, it is formed by the union of splenic vein and the superior mesenteric vein. So the portal vein forms behind the neck of pancreas. So the beginning of portal vein is behind the neck of pancreas, the posterior surface relations. Now coming on to the body of pancreas. Body of pancreas is triangular in shape. It has anterior border, it has superior border, and it has inferior border. This surface is called the anterior surface. This surface is called the inferior surface. This surface is called the posterior surface. So you can see that we have three borders and three surfaces. Now the elevation, this elevation above, this is called as tuber omental. This elevation, we can see that this is anterior border, this is superior border, this is inferior border, this is anterior surface, this is niche wali inferior surface, and posteriorly is the posterior surface. Now anterior border, you people know that this is the retroperitoneal organ, and anteriorly it gives attachment to the transverse mesocolon. Superior border is in relationship with these vessels. This is the celiac trunk. You can see it is in relationship with the celiac trunk. And from the celiac trunk towards the left side, there is the splenic artery. To the liver is the hepatic artery. So the superior border is related to the celiac trunk, to the hepatic artery, and to the splenic artery. Inferior border is related with this vessel. You can see this is the inferior border. It is related with this vessel. This is superior mesenteric artery. So it is related with the superior mesenteric artery. This anterior surface, this is the anterior surface. What was present here? This structure, this is stomach. The anterior surface is covered by peritoneum, and in between the stomach and the pancreas there is a gap. That is called the lesser sac. So the anterior surface, it is covered by peritoneum. It is in relationship with the lesser sac and the stomach. Inferior surface is related, this is duodenum. It continues as jejunum, coils of jejunum. So the inferior surface is related with the coils of jejunum and duodenojejunal flexure. Now remaining the posterior surface, it is devoid of peritoneum. We do not have peritoneum on the posterior surface. It is related with, you can see when I lift this, it is, as we can see, this is the posterior surface. It is towards the left side. So it is related with this kidney. This is left sided kidney. Left kidney, left renal vessels, left crus of diaphragm, and we can see this is splenic vein. So the posterior surface, it is devoid of peritoneum. It is related with the left crus of diaphragm. Then we have the left kidney, we have the left renal vessels and splenic vein. Now the tail of pancreas. This last portion is the tail of pancreas. It lies in a ligament that is called linorenal ligament along with the splenic vessels. Now when we cut this, we can see there are two ducts of pancreas. One is the main pancreatic duct, which brings the pancreatic juice towards the duodenum, to the second part of duodenum after joining the bile duct at the ampulla of Vater or the hepatopancreatic ampulla. It has a herringbone pattern, and there is accessory pancreatic duct. One thing I forgot, this is the uncinate process. This lower process, this is the uncinate process. It is also related with the superior mesenteric vessels. It also takes a duct. It also has a duct that is called accessory pancreatic duct, which ends in the minor duodenal papilla. This duct is called as accessory pancreatic duct, or it is called as duct of Santorini, whereas the main duct was called as the duct of Wirsung. We have removed the this specimen from the cadaver. This is duodenum, this is pancreas, this is spleen. Pancreas, it lies in the curve of duodenum, extends obliquely from the duodenum to the hilum of spleen. The parts are head, then it has neck, the constricted portion, then we have the body, and last portion is the tail. This whole is the head, this portion is the neck in front of the portal vein, this is the body, and last is the tail. And this small process, this is called the uncinate process of the pancreas. superior border, right border, inferior border, anterior surface, posterior surface. Neck has two surfaces, anterior surface and posterior surface. Body is triangular, and the tail of pancreas lies in the hilum of spleen in the linear.